This podcast is brought to you by Your Reno Works.
If you're looking for a trustworthy, dependable and responsible interior contractors for your home, contact Your Reno Works at 83837879.
Or you can head on over to their socials on Instagram, TikTok or Facebook at Your Reno Works. Your Reno Works. And also you can go to their website at www.yourrenoworks.com.
Yes.
Designing space, defining home with Your Reno Works. Your Reno Works can be trusted. Hey, welcome back to another episode of OUTSIDEIN with your host Yanto.
Farah, your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. You caught me off guard.
I pun terkejut juga.
Okay,
so hari ni kita kita berada
diiringi dengan 3 jejaka yang boleh, kalau boleh, diorang akan buat rumah korang lawa-lawa punya. InsyaAllah. So of course we are back again with another episode, joined with 3 guys, with 3 kita punya renovation specialist from Your Reno Works. Memperkenalkan diri sendiri kalau boleh.
Nama saya Kahwin. Orang panggil Kai.
Kai dengan
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Hilal.
Dan juga
Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Aidil Azlan, tapi lebih dikenali dengan Lan.
So Lan pernah berada di one of our episode juga.
Betul.
Dia share dia punya cerita dia juga dengan kita. So he's back again. So kalau korang dah tengok, korang try fikir episode mana yang dia berbual tu. Dia sampai dia punya profile picture sekarang gambar dia kat dalam podcast kita.
Honored.
Masya-Allah. So alhamdulillah we are back again, just to share a bit more about, of course, the pandangan-pandangan ataupun thoughts daripada tiga-tiga yang sudah digelar sebagai seorang suami. Alhamdulillah semua dah kahwin kan?
Alhamdulillah.
Ada anak?
Ada satu
anak. Hilal?
4.
Alhamdulillah.
4 juga.
4 juga. Alhamdulillah. Masya-Allah. So very capable man lah.
Makin tua makin subuh lah.
Makin subuh.
I waited for 6
Lain
years.
macam kau punya berbual ni.
6 years untuk
6 years,
ada anak.
Oh, wow.
For the first one lah. Then waited another 5 more years to get my second one. After that, no stopping.
Wow.
So after second one, next year dapat satu. Then
Tak, 2 years. Every 2 years dapat satu. Then last year, time kita nak berangkat, got to know that my wife is pregnant with the 4th one.
Baru give birth ni?
Tak lah, dah setahun.
Masya-Allah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, but dia 6 years. That means korang pun memang cuba 6 years ataupun cuba juga.
Kita go through a lot of things lah, yang khurafat lain, yang agama lain, yang macam-macam lah.
Just to adakan seorang zuriat lah.
Correct.
Apa perasaan bila kau first time dapat anak tu after 6 long years of waiting?
For me very special. Pasal at the point of time, bukan nak buka aib sendiri, badan kita tengah going through a very hard time.
Faham.
So get to know that she's pregnant. Then I consult to Ustaz. Dan Ustaz was saying lah, ni Allah turunkan anak ni sebagai satu tanda that she is your kira pasangan yang paling ideal lah.
Paling ideal.
Pasal the moment at that point of time kita tengah going through a very hard time, dan Allah akan turunkan satu cahaya mata so that kita tak boleh berpisah.
Masya-Allah.
Wow.
So it's very special at the point of time when I still can remember when I carry him for the first time, macam
Sebab
tak tahu macam nak react lah.
So despite going through certain things that you had gone through dengan isteri, ni cahaya mata ni dia macam tanda kesayangan Allah kepada korang. Masya-Allah. Wah, best lah. I like this kind of story. So, walaupun sekejap je, tapi kalau we can ask
Datang
more.
balik.
Datang balik insyaAllah. Latihan next episode. Wow, that will be a good sharing lah, insyaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. So hari ni kita ada panas benda panas.
Sebab tu I nak tanya diorang punya project juga.
Okay.
Yes.
Boleh.
Pasal last time Lan pun pernah datang, dia pernah share juga, dia pun busy orangnya kan. So one thing good yang I always realise about Your Reno Works kan, korang punya team memang besar. And each of you ada project-project tersendiri kan. So how is it so far with Your Reno Works?
Alhamdulillah. So I just finished one project at Jurong.
Okay.
Yeah. And now ongoing to the next project, which is going to be at Tampines.
Hujung ke hujung.
Hujung ke hujung.
Tinggal mana?
So tinggal Choa Chu Kang. Yeah.
Okay.
So have to lah. We we travel for the clients.
Faham.
So insyaAllah we're going to start soon. Then hopefully by January we'll finish.
Right. So dia punya projek dia besar juga. Rumah full house renovation.
BTO, but they want to furnish the whole house with macam a lot of
Carpentry juga.
carpentries lah.
Dia ada pakai tak 10% vinyl discount code?
InsyaAllah.
Pasal kan sekarang Your Reno Works, kalau korang lupa, diorang ada promo code promotion for the month of this sampai ke December.
Betul.
10% off in-house vinyl.
Correct.
Aku boleh jadi Reno Works punya consultant kat saya. Alhamdulillah. Then for Hilal pula?
Alhamdulillah sekarang tengah running satu. I will stop for a while, then I will be back insyaAllah in early mid December.
Cuti
Cuti. Going umrah insyaAllah.
Masya Allah. Dah tahu lah macam dia ambil break lama ni mesti Alhamdulillah.
So nak concentrate lah. Pasal I think ni Allah punya susun kan. I finish one project, a very fast one, 1 month 1 week. Makcik tu nak rush whole house renovation.
Whole house 1 week
Tapi
cepat.
Alhamdulillah dapat on time.
Yeah.
1 month 1 week diorang pindah masuk and everything. Then start this project yang kat Yishun. Target 8 weeks whole house. Tapi Alhamdulillah sekarang we are standing at 6 weeks. Looking at next week handover.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Cepatnya.
InsyaAllah after this terus dah take a break for a while. Then
Umrah balik lah.
concentrate. Then after that come back with another project starting.
Masya Allah.
InsyaAllah.
Wah, bestnya. I love hearing all this banyak-banyak projek ni. Dan pula macam mana?
Aku recently baru habis projek kat Boon Lay Drive.
Boleh.
That was by far one of my biggest project for a HDB house lah.
Oh.
Dia bikin dapur dengan some carpentries in the living room
Aja. Okay.
And it was valued at about 50 something thousand.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, they went all out pasal orang dah lama tak renovate for 20 years.
So they hack the whole thing lah.
Yeah, so they are going to retire kan. So with that money orang nak satu kali rembat lah.
Duit pension lah.
Aku sampai takut tau macam, cik sabar. Jangan because you got money you just nak campak, sabar. Sikit-sikit. Tak apa, kita nak bikin juga. Okay lah, since you really want it,
Okay, kan depan mata aku ada duit lah gitu.
boleh lah. Aku seram.
But nowadays the clients sekarang surprisingly banyak clients yang dorang dah tahu the payment terms and everything. They chase us. Bila nak bayar ni?
Yeah.
I don't know whether is it
It's like
because
becoming a trend.
betul.
With our company lah at least. Yeah.
I don't know is it because kita trustable ataupun is it just the time lah. Pasal I never had, I mean I've been in the industry for quite some time. Selalu kita yang nak kena chase payment kan.
Bila nak bayar, okay abang payment due end of this month jangan lupa kan. Ni
Ini
diorang yang
Ilal bila ni nak bayar?
wow.
Cakap like cik carpentry belum nak install lagi.
Ada yang
tak apalah cik bayar dululah.
ada yang sampai nak bayar like 100% of the project before even start. Saya cakap jangan, nanti dulu.
Walaupun korang memang trustworthy kan.
Yeah.
Correct.
But you just still stick to the plan dulu lah
Yeah, correct.
sebelum bayar. Okay.
Pasal kita takut macam kita ter-overcoat and all that, you know. Macam diorang nak tambah-tambah barang and all that, kita ter-undercoat. You know, we don't want to shortchange you and at the same time pun kita tak nak rugi lah.
Faham. Yeah. Everything has to be on a mutual punya benefits
betul,
lah kan.
betul.
Tak boleh just buat aja. Masya Allah. Wah, bagus
Alhamdulillah for all the projects
client,
that you guys have.
Sure. I mean we get this kind of clients giri lah.
Giri.
I mean kita punya, I don't know about the rest, tapi for me my main personal goal is from a client to a friend, from a friend to someone who invite me for their housewarming. In the end kalau anak-anak diorang dia beranak and everything,
20 years later dia nak ada rumah sendiri ke apa.
correct,
Ilal, hello. I nak buat renovation.
Boleh anytime. 20 years later ya nak.
Most of us have experienced that
Correct.
Daripada mak nanti anak kahwin, anak panggil kita pula. Then anak jadi saudara jadi members, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of referral
yang
Tapi the feeling to see your client punya muka during the handover smiling and joking with you,
rumah lawak semua kan.
it proved that you have serve him right
Yes.
lah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
This is
Giving
how
him-
trustworthy Your Reno Works is lah.
Bukan nak
Be
mengangkat diri
trusted.
sendiri. This is real life personal experience yang korang ada that you are sharing. So apa korang tunggu lagi? Jangan lupa lah, pergi contact Your Reno Works, buat rumah dorang. Buat rumah korang.
Kalau klien yang buat rumah kita dah lain.
So jangan lupa 83837879.
Yes.
Okay.
Sekarang pun orang tengah ada promo. Jangan lupa 10% off in-house vinyl.
Jangan
Gitu.
lupa code outside in podcast bila korang contact kita ni admin
Dia dapat sikit, kita dapat ROI sikit gitu. Okay, so kita akan move forward dengan topik yang paling panas that has been going on recently. So bila episod ni keluar mungkin dah sikit basi. Tapi bila kita tengah record ni ada tengah hot lah kat social media sosial ni kan.
Tengah trending lah. So apakah ini yang tengah trending?
I takkan sebut nama dia, takut nanti dia hantar surat kan.
Betul.
Orang dia orang besar kan.
I'm a lawyer.
So aku Aping siapa? I think semua yang dalam media sosial ni tahu tentang this issue sebagai daripada seorang nak kata bernama dia mengatakan. Okay, I baca sikit dia punya starting, korang akan tahulah. Okay, ladies, I don't understand kalau kau dah belajar tinggi-tinggi hingga ke universiti, masters, PhD untuk pastikan masa depan kau terjamin dan gaji kau lumayan dan kau boleh jaga mak bapak kau dengan baik. Kenapa pula kau kahwin jantan yang O level pun tak pas? Tak fahamlah kenapa ni. Kau desperate sangat nak title wife. If you have a good education, kau pasti faham. Tak lupa waktu kau nak kejarkan education tu, kau kena disiplin dan bekerja keras untuk sampai ke pintu kejayaan. Disiplin paling penting masa tu. Okay, cerita dia panjang sikit.
Impact lah.
Tu korang kalau korang tahu, korang pergi, you know what we're talking about. Kalau tak tahu, then pandai-pandai cari lah. So
that's the gist of it lah.
Gist of it. So the I summarize a bit. Isu dia yang dibentangkan oleh seseorang ni, dia mengatakan yang wanita yang berpelajaran tinggi tak patut kahwin dengan lelaki yang tak berpelajaran. Okay.
Kenapa?
So dia kata tentang pasal disiplin lah. Lelaki ni dia tak boleh habis sekolah, tak ada disiplin habis sekolah, things like that.
Faham. So tak boleh nak jaga keluarga gitu lah.
Cannot hate the family lah.
Okay.
Tak boleh jadi ketua walaupun tak ada education kind of thing.
Okay, boleh. Jadi inilah kita punya discussion untuk malam ni.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Hilal. I'm from Your Reno Works. Tips for clients yang baru dapat quotation, you have to understand what you will be receiving and be paying. You need to also understand that these three things doesn't go in line, which is the quality, timeline and price. Meaning to say, when you want something that is very quality, the timeline won't be very fast, the price won't be very cheap. And if you want a fast timeline, then quality won't be that good, the price won't be that cheap also. And if you want something that is cheap, then the quality won't be as good and the timeline won't be as fast. Ultimately, when you get a quotation, you need to tell us what is your priority and the importance that you want to see. We can cater to every needs that you want. So nak tahu lebih, just contact us at 8383-7879. Your Reno Works can be trusted.
So kita tak payah nak tengok jauh-jauh lah. We just look at our own marriages, right? On this table right now, me dengan Yan, I think we are on the same.
I rasa you lagi tinggi daripada I.
Ya ke?
Ya, pasal I tak habis I punya degree. I drop out.
Okay.
Dia tengok kelas kau tingkat berapa.
Tapi even though katakanlah my education is higher than yours, right? Tapi I feel like our intellectual level is still there.
Similar.
Kita boleh berkomunikasi tanpa any not misunderstanding lah. I mean macam bila kita berbual tu
Tak macam ayam mitik
faham
lah.
macam tak ayam mitik. So what about all the other guys here?
Okay?
For me, I think like you guys, like me and my wife, we are both on the same page. Even though I am so-called, I don't have a degree lah. So I don't know.
Your wife ada degree ataupun?
Yeah, my wife is okay. I don't know if I can share this or not.
Okay.
So she's a curriculum
MUI.
no
Bukan
private. So she do pedagogy for kids. Yeah, so definitely her
High
qualification
education lah,
education is
Yeah.
much higher than me lah. But the first time that I met her, I told her I want to find someone who is on the same understanding. So even though I am only up to poly, as long as you have the same intellect, that you can communicate like same as you lah. So I think it's okay.
Okay, Hilal. What about you, Hilal?
For me, ni topik kira berat tau.
Berat.
Berat gila.
So that to me what he mentioned atau he says tak ada salah, tak ada betul. Pasal the only thing that mungkin cara penyampaian dia tu ada sikit kasar lah. But then ultimately whatever he says ni kan, it can leads to outside people to think that are you encouraging same sex marriage, or are you saying that men are not worthy nowadays?
Just because education dia tak tinggi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I myself education tak tinggi.
Okay.
My wife is much more higher educated than me. But Alhamdulillah, this year we are going 16 years and going strong.
Alhamdulillah.
InsyaAllah,
So
16 years.
for me, marriage is no more about love, no more about how hard you study. It's all about completing each other.
Right.
Yeah. So I think what he says can be taken out of context.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lan pula?
Lan?
Yeah, aku don't really agree with whatever he say.
Okay.
Pasal macam
Dia tengah baca sampai nampak muka dia tengah stres tau.
aku stres dengan apa yang dia sampaikan, dengan the content yang dia sampaikan tu. Cara dia sampaikan dah salah.
Okay.
Content dia pun bagi aku very wrong.
Okay.
You see?
Daripada segi apa? When you
Daripada segi macam dia differentiate your level of education will determine how your relationship outcome is going to be.
Okay.
Pada aku that's wrong. I mean I've seen people of the same education level and their marriage goes very wrong, you know. I've seen people on the other side of the coin also, where their marriage goes very right, even though the education level is macam ayam dengan itik, you see. So for you to macam just give a blanket ruling, kenapa education tinggi nak kahwin dengan education rendah, nanti kalau dah cerai, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So pasal
I think the whole thing is jodoh ni rahsia Allah, kan?
Betul.
Whoever your jodoh is, kalau you dah kahwin tu, insyaAllah itu orang yang terbaik untuk you. Kan?
Yeah,
So it doesn't mean that, macam cakap, it doesn't mean that even me and Yan kalau ada intellect kan, doesn't mean we don't fight, doesn't mean kita tak ada misunderstanding, even though kita macam on the same education level pula juga. So you know, it doesn't determine your whole marriage how it's going to, you know, turn out.
kalau I nak letak sikit agama, if I remember correctly, kita punya own Nabi juga, dia seorang yang tak boleh baca, tak boleh tulis, tapi dia pula berkahwin dengan dengan Khadijah kan, yang seorang yang usahawan, yang termasyhur at that point in time, successful. So at that point, that is a good example of showing in terms of, dulu tak ada O level, tak ada degree kan, but that is showing the education level in terms of a businesswoman and someone yang tak boleh baca.
So building on that, I would touch on the Quranic perspective lah.
Yes.
Surah An-Nur ayat 26. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Wat-thayyibatu lit-thayyibin. Lelaki yang baik untuk perempuan yang baik. Dia tak cakap lelaki yang ada O level untuk perempuan ada O level. You see? Jadi macam mana kau nak bandingkan with your perspective yang perempuan yang education tinggi tak mau ambil lelaki yang education rendah.
Right.
Tapi kalau gitu, kalau perempuan tak ada opportunity untuk education tinggi, kira dia tak payah kahwin lah.
That's the thing. Opportunity. When we are talking about opportunity, kita during our mak bapak punya time, we don't know what struggle they go through.
Yep.
So you cannot blame education because of a failed marriage, because it's depends on how you fill up for each other.
Right.
So if you are saying that dia ni ilmu pengetahuan dia ni macam tinggi, then you must select orang yang sama level. Then how about yourself, yang that person who says for example, so your pengetahuan agama rendah, you need to choose someone orang yang beragama rendah juga. Because from the way I see it, the way he says is like that. Dia tak tahu pengetahuan agama. You see, so dia tak reflect back on kita punya Nabi punya cara ataupun example. So are you saying that your partner currently is rendah macam you? So I think I'm not triggered, tapi cuma a bit disappointed
Aku marah.
with the statement.
Aku triggered.
But
Aku
also,
tak berapa triggered lah. Yeah.
But also, if you look at how the way that he say the information, I think like you don't even know what is the background of the guy who is macam uneducated.
Yeah.
Because maybe he have some problem at home and he have to work instead of studying.
Yeah.
So he don't have any choice, right?
Correct.
So like Hilal said, like opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, different people comes with, from different backgrounds, given different opportunities. You know, some are more opportunate, some are less opportunate, kan?
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, betul. I would like to agree also in terms of daripada segi pelajaran ni dalam Singapore nak kata tertiary is something as mandatory untuk kita bila kita sampai ke at least sampai ke O levels kan. Tapi kadang-kadang we heard, I was an educator once for about 4 years. I had students dropping out of school because they cannot afford to go to school. Macam nak kena kerja, nak kena jaga family and things like that. We had certain stories of such things, orang dong betul-betul even one of our guests pun dia drop out of school ingat dia drop out of school pasal dia nak kena jaga family dia. So it turns out to become a good husband. Pasal dia ada disiplin bukan untuk dalam pelajaran, pasal dia disiplin untuk menjaga keluarga pula.
Tanggungjawab dia
Tanggungjawab.
lah.
So for him to sweep semua lelaki yang tak pelajaran ni tak disiplin, I think that is also wrong lah.
I think it's very dangerous to generalize. Also as a woman, I feel like most of us, including me, last time before I got married, I have this mindset of I don't want to babysit my husband. My husband should have this. But then I realised, I reflected, I'm like, actually aku pun tak perfect juga.
Okay.
So it's not realistic for you to have this kind of macam banyak expectations lah. Because at the end of the day, when you go into a marriage, macam kita dah cakap tadi kan, jodoh tu, that is your jodoh. So it's about complementing each other. Doesn't mean that I have higher education than you we are not going to work. Marriage is not just about that lah. It takes a lot of other aspects as well.
Yeah, I think what he could have delivered better is, instead of saying do not marry into somebody of a lower education than you, he could have said like, do not marry somebody who you do not really know. Kan? I mean, if you want to enter into a marriage with somebody, you should have at least like known him maybe 80% of him, 80% of her.
100% bawa bubung sendiri lah kan.
Yeah, betul. Jangan just jump into a marriage just because I like you lah. Kita kahwin lah.
Itu tibak diri sendiri lah.
So just now you were saying that pasal jodoh, he also got mention about jodoh. Ini bukan jodoh, ini bodoh.
Yes.
He was saying lah. So
Yes.
So he is questioning God.
that's the thing. So the way I see it is, he is saying, I think he is typing this in a vein of in a
Anger.
Still anger mungkin lah.
maybe pasal he is paid to be there to settle orang punya perceraian and everything.
Right.
So every day he sees the same problem. So I also need to husnuzon lah.
That's
Maybe
his perspective.
That's his perspective lah. Tapi but then again, he could deliver it better lah. He is someone very well known.
Because the people that come to him, yes, granted, he sees that's his perspective. Tapi apa pula orang yang kat luar kat sana, ramai lagi mungkin insyaAllah diorang punya marriage is
Many more
prospering.
still trying to work on their own marriage.
Because people are paying him to settle problems. People are not paying him to like see the families with no problem. Kan? So that's why he's only looking from one angle. Problem.
Pasal kerja dia untuk solve problem kan.
So if let's say one day nobody comes to you and you become you don't have a job, then is it fair for your wife to leave you?
Betul juga.
So talking on that, I had a story before we shared kat one of our episodes. The person submitted, the wife and the husband both working. Husband pula kerja gaji besar, tapi education wife is a degree holder. So now bila husband dia kena buang kerja, dia terus start kerja Grab, tak sebanyak as how he was back then. So because of that, diorang bertekak, isteri pula start to hina dia. Tengoklah pasal kau tak ada degree, tu pasal kau kena buang kerja, pasal sekarang tak boleh dapat kerja, things like that. So in this essence, the summary is the wife and the kids lari daripada rumah, pergi balik rumah mak bapak dia, tinggalkan dia seorang. pasal dia tak dapat kerja baru because dia tak ada education.
Correct.
So in this essence, it's not really education, but I would say ni is the personal the lady punya personal feeling. Dia kata dia lelaki ni tak ada education, dia cabut. Mungkin dia follower dia ni lah. Mungkin lah kan, Allah lah. But for her,
I don't agree that she left lah. I don't know for whatever reason. Maybe she has her reason. Maybe it's not just because of dia kena buang kerja. Maybe a multitude of reasons. But if she were to leave just because dia punya husband kena buang kerja pasal tak ada degree semua kan, I think
susah senang sama-sama.
Betul.
Dah susah ni kau cabut.
I think in a marriage sekarang husband you susah, you tak dengan dia. Okay, for example, okay, sekarang you susah, I ada dengan you. Then the next time I pula yang susah, you ada dengan I apa. So you get what I mean? It's like now
it's a
your
partnership lah.
Yeah.
So it's good that you shared there. My perspective on that pasal apa tau? When the husband ada gaji besar, that is ujian. Because kita hidup kat dalam dunia ni, it's all about ujian tau.
Yep.
If you go back to agama, it's all about ujian. So when someone earns very high, that is ujian untuk lelaki.
Yes.
When
I heard
he
that,
lose the job, that's ujian untuk siapa?
Suami, suami, isteri.
So I think if you see this kind of couples, it's actually their ujian, and you are there to help them, not judge them. So I think again, I don't totally disagree, but
Okay, so
kita punya
if I were to just maybe
Summarize.
Summarize a bit also, because I feel that what he's trying to because dia punya kata-kata ni semua pasal disiplin. And discipline can be seen in many different form of in many different other manners rather than not just education. You know, number one is education Singapore memang mahal. And after you finish your tertiary A level ke poly ke, you want to go for a degree, kena makan berpuluh-puluh ribu. Some people cannot afford that. And you cannot afford them because they don't have money, they cannot go for degree. What if diorang ni memang pandai, but just because tak ada duit? Macam aku macam tu.
Sama-sama.
You know, but I'm not trying to defend myself, but in a sense also I feel that we have seen different couples yang personal friends also, you know, the wife yang high flyer, ada higher education level, and then the husband pula mungkin O level ataupun NITEC, but they are okay because the essence of it is bila part masuk ketua keluarga yang as so he mentioned ketua keluarga ke apa, tu bukan sekadar kepandaian aja. Itu sekadar kematurity dia. Kematurity sekadar dia punya maturity level dia punya kematangan. Yes, kematangan dia. Then and also at the same time how he knows the responsibilities of a husband, of a father. You know, all this termasuk. So now I want to ask the three of you, pasal sekarang korang you were once husbands, and then now you are
still
you were husbands before you were fathers. So now you all bila transition daripada daripada seorang husband jadi seorang bapa pula, ada perbezaan dia kan. How do you all cope with these challenges and these differences in your lives?
Hi, Assalamualaikum. It's me Hilal again. What is trending in the kitchen right now is basically most of the clients right now smart kitchen. So smart kitchen involve lightings, LED lights, smart appliances. On the way home, they want to reheat their food. They want to on the fan in the kitchen. The sink, they want a multifunctional sink. So you can check them out. We can cater to your needs. Do contact us at Your Reno Works 8383-7879. Your Reno Works can be trusted. Okay.
Okay, so just to clarify, I married a
Single mom.
yes, correct.
Okay, single mom.
Okay, I married a single mom. So can I talk in English?
Boleh.
Okay, so I have to learn.
We are still educated.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I have to transit from being single immediately to being married and also be a father. So that means I have to take over two roles.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 roles. So I think there's a lot of things. So first is to learn about the different responsibility of being a husband, and then how do you educate your wife, how do you educate your kids. So this kind of things semua memang day to day you will every day learn different stuff. So to me,
there's no one solution for everything lah.
I don't think there's everybody have different character in them. So like your previous podcast I just heard just now.
Oh, insider juga ada.
So basically the communication aspect lah.
Right.
You have to every day talk to your partner, talk to your kid. So every day you have to have that interaction. Because once you don't have the interaction, something is going through their head that you are not updated on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that is the main thing. So about this education, about your level of how much knowledge you have, to me itu belakang kira lah. So what I feel like the first thing you need to do is to communicate with your partner.
Right.
Then along the way, whatever that you are lacking, you and your partner will learn together, and then both will complete each other.
Wow, nice. I like that. For Hilal and Lan pula?
Dulu.
For me, the transition is I'm quite lucky that I have time to transition from single then to married life and then to a
6
father.
years to father, kan?
But then again, nobody said that marriages are easy. But we still want to get married. Kita gatal nak kahwin juga. So bila dah kahwin tu, secara tak langsung kita nak kena ada tu responsibility lah. But then again, at certain time of life whereby you rasa macam rezeki you ni tak cukup.
Okay.
So itu I cannot say again. There's no one solution to every problem. Cuma bila kita dah ada masalah tu, we need to acknowledge that is a problem and what are you going to do about it.
Right.
So again, communication between partners is as very important as the money. Sekarang is everything about the money.
Yeah.
So sekarang as me, kita kerja renovation ni, kita punya gaji tak stable.
Not fixed lah.
Fix not, every month kita ada gaji, tapi kadang-kadang ada
Tinggi.
kalau kita buat rumah mansionette
banyak
kita punya
lah.
gaji banyak. Tapi kalau kita bikin satu bilik satu hall, gaji kita kecil. So that kind of thing, kita nak kena tahu how to play with the money lah. But then ultimately is only about communication, trust and also completing each other.
Right.
Completing and
Complementing.
Complementing.
Yes.
Complementing each other.
I'm
yes.
loving the answers. Okay, Lan pula?
Oh, for me, the transition was, I want to say it's difficult from an outsider perspective, but I didn't feel the pain. Yeah, I felt like it was quite easy.
Okay.
Cuma it was quite rushing pasal I had to transition from somebody who's been single for a long time then to somebody who has to take responsibility with monetary, living expenses, becoming a father. So it's quite easy for me pasal aku don't feel like it's a burden. Aku felt like it's a gift. I've been alone for a long time, Then sekali Allah kasih aku hadiah macam ni, ya Allah, aku syukur gila lah.
It came naturally to you lah.
Yeah, it just came naturally lah. I mean, at the first part of fatherhood, I wasn't really a good father. Aku didn't know how to be a father.
Okay.
nobody knows that.
Kan? Kita tak ada guidebook.
Everybody still learning.
Yeah, anak keluar pun bukan macam okay, anak ni karakteristik macam gini tak
Yeah,
ada.
betul.
Belajar.
The thing is, you have one good example, your own father,
Okay.
but you cannot follow his footstep.
Yeah,
Zaman
betul.
You cannot
Yeah.
follow exactly what he has done.
Yeah.
Because our children is different from kita.
From us, yeah.
Different generation.
Generation and time and the finance and everything. So we cannot adapt. Kita cannot follow step by step.
Yeah.
I know my father is a very strict father, but my son, dia doesn't go hard parenting.
Oh.
When
gentle
soft parenting, it works.
Okay.
So I cannot follow my father.
Correct.
Betul.
Then I cannot follow my
Grandfather.
my father-in-law.
Father.
Pasal I never grew up in his
him.
house.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think there is no book lah.
Yeah, betul. Macam aku punya, I now have 4 kids.
Yep.
My youngest is the only girl. She's 5 now. So my eldest is 15. 14. Yeah, so bila aku became a father, I was very, very strict Pasal aku tak nak dia jadi macam aku.
Okay.
So I was very strict, very overprotective. But when my second child came, aku realised that technique doesn't work. Aku need to be soft.
Okay.
Because my second son is autistic. So I need to be softer. You know, then when the third one comes in, garang tak boleh, soft tak boleh, intermediate.
Oh wow. Tengah pertengahan.
Ya, yang kecil ni aku nak kena jadi kental lah. Pasal dia seorang girl. Jadi sikit lah.
Tak lah, lembut bukan kental.
Apa dia buat? Okay, papa okay.
The funny part is aku pun ada satu anak girl.
Okay.
So my wife always says that engkau selalu terlalu lenient to the girl. Even so, aku nampak, I saw her from my room. I can see her beating her brother.
Okay.
She came running to me, crying, "Abang beat me." Natural instinct as a father will scold their brother.
Why you beat
But
your-
I know that she was the one who instigate, who beat the brother first. It's just that, you know,
Lembut lah.
girls. Yeah, so the only girl some more. Then when she comes to me with the puppy eyes, "Pa, abang beat me." Betul macam
Lebih lah terus.
takkan kau nak cakap, "I saw what you did." You know, then she doesn't have that safe haven, you know.
Faham. Takut.
So
takut
abang
nanti.
dia yang second tu terpaksa lah, macam blur lah. Kenapa aku kena marah?
Tiba kena marah.
So
Right. Okay, so actually why I ask this question is because and alhamdulillah korang punya answer rata-rata I was waiting for someone to say tak perlu pun ada education untuk buat do all these kind of things. You know, because exactly this is what I wanted to hear. Alhamdulillah, you know, because the first thing yang we shared was we are all learning on a constant basis.
Yeah, betul.
Anak kita berbeza, isteri kita apa kita hari ini 10 tahun lepas pun berbeza.
Betul.
Even individually.
Yeah.
So kita constantly are on a learning basis and you do not need a degree to do that.
Betul.
Kalau korang nak jadi psychologist, nak belajar human behavior, then of course you need to be, you know, go for degree. But in terms of human interactions, in terms of kita punya relationships dengan kita punya partner, keluarga, kawan, all these are all human experiences yang kita pelajari every single day. So tak perlu pun kita ada degree for that. Lain lah kalau if let's say for example if you know Kai were to suddenly say, oh aku tak jaga anak aku, for example aku tak pandai jaga anak, and then aku tak I don't want to talk about it. If you are you know that kind of person, then that's where the discipline comes in. Disiplin untuk menjadi seorang tanggungjawab, untuk mengambil tanggungjawab seorang jadi seorang bapa.
betul.
You know, if you don't have that, then of course that is where the disparity comes in. Where okay, memang that is individualistic. Itu degree tak degree, kalau lelaki itu tak nak belajar untuk jadi seorang bapa, itu adalah dia punya kesalahan seorang manusia lah kan.
Betul.
Tak perlu ada degree pun. So sorry I don't agree with it lah.
Yang whatever you just said, Yanto, it reminds me back 10 years ago when I'm going through the hard time. Kita, of course lah, kita time susah, kita selalu go back to Allah kan. So that's when I go to masjid and everything. So when the ustaz saw me, he said, "Nak, macam ada problem. Do you want to talk?" So I sit down and I talk. So I said, "This is my problem, A, B, C. I don't know him. He don't know me. So I don't see the point why I cannot share with him." So I don't know who is he. He's an ustaz lah, for sure. So dia cakap, dia mention satu example ni. Sering kita dengar seorang isteri tu dicipta daripada tulang rusuk seorang suami. Betul? So kalau nak melenturkan dia, nak mengajar dia menjadi baik, kita terlalu keras nak straightkan dia, dia akan patah. Tapi kalau kita terlalu lembut, dia akan makin bengkok. So Allah turunkan satu kepandaian, keajaiban kepada suami untuk pakai akal dan fikiran untuk change your wife. Same goes for the wife. Allah akan berikan itu satu pemikiran untuk isteri melentur suami juga dalam any situation. So if you are having a problem, so the ustaz tu was telling me that in any situation, like if you are going through a hard time, it's actually both party is on test. So it's whether you want to change your wife ataupun your husband, it's up to you. Allah dah berikan kau akal fikiran. So it doesn't really depend on, and he exactly said that it doesn't really depend berapa pandai kau kat sekolah atau berapa bodoh kau kat sekolah. Tapi berapa pandai kau mencari pasangan yang same as you.
InsyaAllah.
So yeah, it reminds me lah.
Kan. So ada tak perlu degree untuk ni semua?
Tak perlu.
Kubur pun tak minta.
Tak, dia tanam sekali. Untuk dia tanam sekali.
So of course I'm glad that kita are all of the same kepala lah in this kalau nak cakap pasal, so if you were to have changed his cara penyampaian dia, delivery dia, mungkin akan berbeza, mungkin orang akan terima lebih in terms of discipline and things like that.
I think dia tengah panas tu kat rumah tu. Kau kena left right tu.
I think whenever people give out very macam aggressive and very strong opinions kan, it usually their surrounding or their environment usually influence them to do so lah, because whatever we say is all based on our experience, right? Maybe dia dah banyak jumpa couple-couple yang nak divorce and dia nampak macam mana diorang bergaduh and things like that, so he has that self belief that whatever lah, it all shapes dia punya own opinions, the same as all of us.
I mean there's nothing wrong with opinions, right? Everyone has the right to their own opinions. Cuma you cannot impose what you believe into other people, kan?
And at the same time pun I think we all always learn cara kita berbual dengan orang is always beradab.
Correct.
Cara kita beradab, you know, if you just caci maki, dia punya penghantaran dia dah, the essence dah berbeza, I feel. Right? So like you also, I'm also a bit disappointed, you know, about
I'm very
like for him to say things like that. Pasal in this day and age ni, kita maaf kata tapi banyak sangat situation yang Melayu makan Melayu, you know. Our society jadi dah, lagi-lagi in terms of we want it to be a beautiful community. Kita nak semua saling sayang menyayang and things like that kan. We want to break the cycle, but now with this kind of instigating, apa yang dikatakan macam it feels like he's instigating, like what you mentioned earlier kan, you're instigating people to question. Nanti lelaki ni macam cakap macam gini, nanti dah jadi tuduh menuduh. Kalau orang,
especially when you have that much influence and power, orang kenal you, orang ikut cakap you kan, the words that you say tu you have to be careful lah. It's very dangerous to generalize.
But I think like you say, dia punya opinion is because of
experience,
the kind of situation that he's in. Because the whole community that he have been helping is, I think maybe in his view, is Malay yang tak ada education yang you know, like
exactly what he mentioned lah kan.
Like what he mentioned. That's why maybe that's his breaking point. Suddenly like one time burst out, he post that information,
lengthy information.
I will be triggered kalau ni sekarang ni lepas recording aku balik, then my wife say, I higher education than you. I think I might need to consider. Aku confirm on that spot kan, keluar cari dia dulu because of your statement lah. Social media is not for you lah.
And then nak kena start communicating better.
Nanti nak kena message dulu, kentang cukup tak?
Beras dulu.
Bawang berapa kilo tinggal? Nak I balik singa sing siong.
Kira ambil hati isteri.
Takut balik terus kena gitu kan. Jangan
But I think it's important to know that whatever we see on social media, we just take it with a grain of salt lah. Jangan terbawa-bawa sangat sampai your marriage tak ada apa-apa pun you ada kan, pasal you nampak ni. Jadi you pergi husband, kenapa you tak macam ni? Padahal your marriage is fine.
Tapi selalunya gitu lah. Selalunya gitu lah.
Jangan
whatever
macam
that they see on TikTok and IG, nanti they will bring in.
Faham.
Like it reminds me of one incident yang abang Tesla kata. Satu dunia lelaki saya kena.
I pun triggered saya macam you nak tu tak? You betul-betul cakap I.
Yang siapa-siapa yang nak pergi Thailand pun sama juga. Semua nak kena investigate.
Samsul
I don't know.
No name mention.
Nanti you pee.
Because it's really talking about social media in itself, dia punya information kadang-kadang kita tak tahu orang punya understanding. You
Yeah.
know, some people just take it as face value. Even kita punya content also that we post on TikTok, Instagram, yang short form content kan. Kadang-kadang kalau kita sengaja nak kasih, you know, orang berdebat lah.
Viral lah.
Get engagement lah, yeah.
So kalau orang tak listen to the whole story, the whole lines, ataupun orang just take it at face value, ini kadang-kadang ada je komen yang kurang sopan lah.
Because they get it out of context.
Yeah.
So jadi misunderstanding.
Kelakar. Tadi aku baru berbual dengan Lan lah pasal ni benda.
Yeah.
Sometimes certain things that I said, people misinterpret.
Right.
So they will think badly.
Oh, for example?
I have this problem whereby macam kadang-kadang I meant it as a joke.
Okay.
Tapi they take it very seriously. Hilan macam ini orang dia.
Oh, okay, faham.
But I was laughing about it lah. So yeah,
don't
I think
anggap lah.
banyak. I think at this day and age banyak yang menghukum.
Menghukum
Judging
tanpa
they
mengenal.
judge before they know.
Only a judge can got me lah.
Okay, alright.
Don't judge. But
Yeah,
it's-
sebab we encourage you all to, you know, just focus on your own marriages. Kalau tak ada hal, kita just move.
Jangan cari hal.
Jangan
Jangan
cari hal.
Kau apa hal?
Jangan cari hal tapi cari renovation contractor yang trusted. Tak
Bagus.
Yang cari siapa?
Korang tak di situation yang dah kita tak ada hal lah. Okay, kan dah semua dah okay Macam
Jom renovate rumah lah.
Lepas tu duduk kat sofa, kaki set-set. Macam kalau vinyl macam best juga
Okay, aku share secret lah. Dah masuk setahun lebih, I nak tukar vinyl lah.
Boleh kita tengok ada 10% off.
Kan?
Tapi kalau nak vinyl aja pun masih dapat 10% off, is it?
Kalau vinyl saja.
Vinyl saja.
Kita macam
Depends. Kalau I yang datang terbawa turun ni wall.
Faham.
So that depends lah.
Kau jangan something sangat.
Tapi I always tell my client, it's not how to select a good company and a good person to confirm that your renovation goes well. It doesn't only means the good company. You also need to know the person that is dealing with you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think the person also plays important part. Not only a good company, pasal the experience, the knowledge that he will put in, and the effort that he will put into your house matters a lot also.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I also always say to Yan, kalau kita nak buat renovation kan, I want to make sure that I can vibe with the reno specialist. Kalau tak boleh nanti macam susah nak cakap. Kalau ni tak suka macam tak cakap pun macam
Lagi kita punya orang ni semua dua-dua lembik sikit. So kalau ada buat kita pernah ada benda buat salah, kita macam okay. Tapi nasib bukan innovation lah. Itu benda yang kecil lah. Macam for example, makanan datang salah. Masalah macam mana makan je lah.
Oh, you like that lah.
Jarang kita tegur lah.
complain lah.
Pasal I was in service line also, you know, kita tahu macam, of course now that kita dah tua sikit, certain things yang is entitled to us
Tua
macam,
sikit aja.
tu sikit. Sikit. Yeah, so we know that there are things that we can ask for, there are things that we know is better if we just leave it as it is.
Tapi
Depends lah.
kalau korang nak betul-betul nak nak buat renovation untuk rumah atau nak vinyl je, nak tukar, nak taruh
bang on
baru.
the wall bang on the wall.
Tak boleh lah. You can just contact Your Reno Works at 8383-787.
Yes, and at the same time also, dorang, you guys heard from this episode, they are responsible husbands and fathers. Definitely they'll be very good responsible renovation specialists for your place.
InsyaAllah.
Right, so without further ado, I'd like to thank the three of you once again for joining us. I think
Thank
for
you
such
for
a
having
fruitful
us.
discussion, Alhamdulillah.
Yes, love
And
it.
I'm loving it.
Yes.
So
Thank you for choosing the hard topic for us.
Ini Latif yang choose. Ini Latif.
thank you Latif. But yes, so once again,
Sebelum kita pergi, kita ramai-ramai cakap, okay, can be trusted. I cakap Your Reno Works.
InsyaAllah.
sebab kita kena kasih, don't forget to follow them on their socials.
Yes.
At Your Reno Works on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook, ataupun their website at www.yourrenoworks.com. So once again, everybody, Your Reno Works can be trusted. We'll see you guys in the next episode. we've come to the end of another episode of Outside In.
If you like what you hear, please follow us on all our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify and YouTube.
Share it with all of your friends and family members so that they don't waste up on this 10% discount for vinyls, in-house vinyls by Your Reno Works. And also inshallah they'll be benefiting from this episode. Okay, so we'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.